and all the respected participants. And it's my privilege and honor to welcome you all on behalf of the Research Foundation of India to the 7-day faculty development program and training program on practical aspects of ICT tools and online teaching in current scenario. Before we move ahead, I would like to acknowledge that this collaborative initiative has been meticulously organized by the Synergy Research Foundation of India and RFI-CARE in association with Paru University, Gujarat. It is graciously supported by Shod Malwa, Eklavya University, JHRF, ARGA, and Edu Academic Aid. Before proceeding, allow me to highlight the commendable work carried out by the Research Foundation of India, dedicated to uplifting society and enhancing educational standards. RFI actively promotes Indian research through international and national conferences, seminars, workshops, symposiums, and various scholarly events. It acts as a catalyst for integrating global intellectual ideas and it strives to fulfill humanity's quest for innovation. RFI is committed to enriching the educational process by fostering scholarly inquiry and promoting the practical application of research outcomes. It leads in several research and development initiatives in higher education by establishing strategic partnerships with renowned universities across India through MOUs. Its membership includes faculty members, researchers, graduate students, and distinguished professionals who bring diverse expertise to strengthen educational research. Notably, RFI operates independently of governmental sponsorship, ensuring complete autonomy and integrity. Over the years, it has successfully organized more than 1,000 international conferences, workshops, activities, and symposiums across the globe. At present, RFI has 87 chapters across India and 18 chapters internationally, structured under five regional boards: West, East, South, North, and Central. And today we are honored to have among us a revered academician and research expert, Dr. Shresh Chabra Sir. He is currently serving as an associate professor at Delhi College Business School in North. With over 2 decades of enriching teaching experience, he stands as a distinguished figure in the field of education. His academic journey, culminating in a PhD in labor welfare, is a testament to his unwavering commitment to research and scholarly excellence. In addition to his teaching roles, he is a prolific author and reviewer, having made significant contributions to both national and international academic platforms. His active engagement with reputed journals and editorial boards reflects his dedication to academic rigor and quality. Furthermore, his involvement in managing and coordinating entrepreneurial initiatives highlights his steadfast support for innovation and academic development. He has also been recognized for his exceptional leadership by esteemed institutions such as the Rotary Club, Amity Business School, and TNG SSM Trust. His effectiveness as a session chair and facilitator speaks volumes about his inspired presence and subject matter expertise. And whatever I have shared about Sir's profile is just a glimpse. He is a highly proficient and truly intellectual expert. So let us now extend a warm and cordial welcome to our highly respected and distinguished session expert, Dr. Shesh Chabra sir. He will now share his valuable insights on the topic responsibilities of teachers and higher education institutions. Thank you. Over to you, sir.
Neha ma'am, thank you for your kind words of appreciation. Uh, a very good evening to all my respected colleagues who have joined us from different parts of the country. Good evening to my entire member of my RFI family, especially Saurabh Jain sir, Ajay sir, uh, Neha Jain ma'am, Then I have got Yograji with us, who who does all the groundwork for us, and it's because of this platform like RFI that you and me sitting in different parts of the country are interacting as as a family types. Okay, so once again, I welcome you all on the day one of this week long program. And before I start with that thing, we need to understand. Give me a minute, please. Give me a minute, please. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay, thank you very much. So, so as I was telling that it's really commendable, and that after a day's long of work, you have shown. I believe around 55 people have joined us. So you all have showed commendable impact in that after a day's long of work. At your place, and today being Monday, once you join after a break after Sunday, so there is a lot of work that is waiting for you. So Mondays are usually busy. So even after that busy Monday, you have made your time to be with us on this occasion, and it speaks volume about how dedicated and how passionate you people are. So if this would have been an offline event, I would have definitely said that you all deserve a huge round of applause for for your sincerity, for your commitment towards your development. And please understand this thing that let's let's not make it a type of monologue type. Let's create a dialogue in this thing. I'm pretty sure that people who have joined us, my all my respected colleagues are seasoned professional. You all come along with a good number of years of teaching and otherwise also experience. Some may be new into the field of education. Otherwise, they would have come from corporate or different ideas may be there. So when this topic was given to me, I thought about that what I should be talking to my colleagues who already come with the experience on that thing. So please believe me on that. This idea that I'm not gonna talk about the do's and don'ts type of thing. That I would give you some do's as a teacher. Do this, don't do this. No, I'm not gonna do this. Okay, but I'm pretty sure that we all have our own lessons. So I would be sharing my experiential ideas with you as to whatever experience that I have gained in these last 24 years of my career as a full-time university teacher. Uh, Taught in Western, in a UK-based university for almost 10, 11 years, and then obviously in various Indian universities as well. So I got a combination of experience, which probably I believe there may be some takeaways which I feel, and as I said in the starting, that let it be a dialogue. So if you have got certain ideas, if you want to contribute certain things, uh, please use this hand raise tool so that I know that uh, you want to say something or you want to add on to this point. Okay. So in that way, it would be a great thing. Like say Vidya ma'am has raised the hand. Yes, Vidya ma'am. You want to add something? You want to say something? Okay. So once you have spoken, then please lower down your hand. Yes, Vidya ma'am. Okay. Might be no, might be by mistake. It might have been done. Not an issue. Okay. So let's start. Vidya ma'am, if you can please mute yourself. Thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am. So let's start with the presentation, or what the simple things that I need to share with you. And here comes my screen. Okay. Now, so let's start with this idea that that teaching is not just a profession; it's a responsibility. Okay. And why I mean this, while during the course of this presentation, we would be traveling through this idea that teaching is not just a profession; it's a responsibility. Okay. I'm pretty sure that as a responsible teacher, all of us would be receiving such type of messages on all of us would be receiving such type of messages on Guru Purnima, or maybe Teachers Day, to maybe from our past students who might have passed 10 years, 12 years from now, or even longer for that period of time. They are still connected with you. They still come back to you. They still talk about you, and it's the dedication. See, why someone would remember you. I still believe that teaching is a very noble profession. I still believe that teaching is a very noble profession. Uh, because, means besides everything, still people they respect a lot, because I primarily believe that people have um, people have actually felt that difference, what you have might have made to them during your class, during their tenure with you, something like that. So that is what I before I go on with a small video. uh, I believe you remember the person, the respected person who is shown on this screen. Can you identify him? On your screen there is a pic of a respected person. Can you identify him? Any one of you? Would you like to take a guess? Anyone?
I think the coach of Sachin Tendulkar.
Great, great. Ramakant
Ramakant.
Archarkar, sir.
Mhm.
Yes,
Yes, yes,
great,
sir.
great, great. So the first thing that you made, Amit sir, what you said? The coach of Sachin sir. Yes.
Yes, 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 sir.
So that's how, as a teacher, I still
Students
remember.
make student makes the teacher
Absolutely,
proud when student
absolutely.
success. Yes, sir. Teacher feels it's their own success. Yes, sir.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that's how I remember a very good Sanskrit couplet which says that Sarvattam Jayamachade. That means every person wants that he or she should win everywhere. So Sarvattam Jayamachade. But as a teacher, you have got one more desire. Putran Shishyan Parajayat. If I get defeated, I should get defeated only by my son or my student. They should outperform us. And that's what in our lives also as teachers, you would remember, or you would understand, or you might had certain students who have outperformed. Okay. You remember those students, or you might have gone through certain students wherein they have outlived you. That means you would have actually felt very happy that finally the all the efforts that I have put in with these students is paying up now. So that is something that that the hard work that goes in creation of a student, that we all the time we remember Arjun, we also remember Drone. Okay, so that's what probably gurus, the real gurus, can make a difference to life. And we all today, we all are into this noble profession. At some point of time, we all have been through the same journey. of being a student as well. So please never forget this thing, that maybe few years ago you would have been sitting on the same benches. Okay, you have traveled a distance from a bench to a table, agreed. Okay, but you should never forget that some years ago there were some teachers who were struggling with me. Okay, so they were, teachers who were, I was, not that great one, that, I was very great and noble and everything. And look at I usually hear such type of complaints coming from teachers, that look, in general there is a deterioration. I would come to that part, that's a different thing. But as of now, please let us understand this thing, that some teachers at some point of time in some of one's life make a great difference. Have a look at this, and then we continue with our discussion.
What's up? How you doing? All right, guys. To Kill a Mockingbird, Chapter 2. Open up your books. Hey, John. I really think you're gonna enjoy this one. I think you will. All right. What's going on? Just listen.
Kill a Mockingbird, Chapter 1.
Hello?
Hey, it's John. Sorry to call you so late, miss.
What's going on?
Can I ask a question about tonight's homework?
Of course.
So here we are, so we started with this idea. We started with this idea that, that, teaching is a noble profession. That is what we have, talked about the idea as of now. But let's have a twist onto the story, and let's look at that. So you as a teacher, there are multiple responsibilities that we share. I won't be reading this all through for you, but it is obtained from different sources, as I told you. So, at times you would have some personal urgencies, personal emergencies, and you would have certain professional commitments. So there would be an art of balancing that thing and or whatnot. So, know, all in all, through the next slide, I would be taking on to you that something, that is what we talk about. That it is not always the rosy picture. That is something that is to be looked into. Okay, so what is not so good with the teaching part, or what is not so good with the part of teaching? So let's start with the, I would be building across the 3 or 4 pillars in the teaching. Okay, yourself first, the students who are the beneficiary side, the parents who are again beneficiary side, and the management. Okay, so let's talk about this four important ideas. So when I talk management, I talk about institution in general also. Okay, and please understand this thing. I'm not trying to paint the picture in any color. It's just an observation, or just an idea that I'm trying to share with you. Uh, Years ago, I was listening to a director from a very prestigious institution during one of my very early FDPs when I was quite young to this, profession. Maybe in my first year or second year of my profession, formal profession of teaching. And he made a comment that if you want to see one of the deadliest politics, uh, look in education. Okay, people have ample amount of time, and they would gossip around, they would do bad mouthing and whatnot. You wanna progress something, they would be like pointing things to HODs that look who is coming late, look this is happening, that is happening. So this is, I'm not saying that this happens only in teaching. In any people, any institution which involves people. Okay, irrespective of the nature of institution, politics is there. But probably people have got nothing much to do types. Okay, in education, as it is felt so by some people. So they generally would gossip around. They would have a larger mouth and a slower or a smaller brain types. Okay, so they would do a huge amount of gossip on that thing. Okay, so no, the problem is that your own colleagues. See, I always keep making this point in all FDPs or my training also, that some of us, from our own teaching fraternity would rise to become HODs or directors tomorrow. And then we forget that we were a teacher yesterday. Though we may continue to teach as a director also, you may continue to take maybe few lectures or interact with students on maybe on a weekly basis. But I don't know how, and why probably, but some people tend to forget this thing that they were teachers. They lose all empathy towards being a teacher. They are more towards the management. They are not able to create a balance between management and the and their own fraternity. Okay, so remember this thing. Please understand, tomorrow when you progress on to the other stage of life, very good, great, but remember that you belong to the same fraternity. Okay, and that is where the balance sits in. Okay, virtue stands in the middle, so you are onto the middle. So you have to take pressure from the teacher, from the students, from the management, everywhere. Okay, so that's how you need not to forget that you were a teacher at some point of time. So the students in general, if this is my in general observation, I'm not trying to again blame anyone or things like that, but students are treated as customers. See, the demand for the institution have manifolded. Okay, now everyone who is so-called investor, sorry to use this word, but people are not educationists. Okay, the one who opens an education institution is an investor. So one who is an investor, what you would do with that. So they want anyhow returns on their money. And this has been, I have done my PhD in labor, and my experience tells me, and my research tells me that whenever the management wants to cut on anything, they would cut on the workers' wages. Okay, most of the time. So you want to you would try to create a customer relationship with you know with probably no understanding, or with the least idea of employee relationship. So that's how it happens with everyone like that. So you want to you want to offer peanuts as salaries. Okay. So many management I have seen this, or so-called heard this philosophy that we work on very corporate style. So I was very happy. So I asked them, what is the corporate style, sir, that you apply in the institution? And they say that see, remember, since we are teaching future managers, so the management should start from our teachers. Great. So what is it like? That we have got time to log in but no time to log out. And what about the salary? Leave apart that. Let's not discuss on that thing. Otherwise, we are very democratic. Okay. So I won't, I don't compromise on certain ideas. Otherwise, we are very democratic. We can openly talk about this thing. And so in the morning itself, I was talking to someone that are our Indian, does our Indian culture actually allows you to maybe, to openly say something? The idea is no. I have given you, I started telling you that I've got, 10 or 12 years of layers of working with UK University. And there I found that my colleagues, my colleagues from UK would write openly even about their VCs, okay, the vice chancellors or the pro vice chancellors, and they would openly criticize him or her on the social media platform. That what meeting it was, and this happened and that happened. They would be openly talking about meetings and all that on Facebook. Okay, forget about anything, because Facebook was the most popular platform back then. Okay, or even on way back, if you remember, Orkut also. Can we talk about this thing? Can you actually put on a status after you have gotten, say, if you have got, if you were a little argumentative with your boss, can you put it on your status? The answer may be no. Okay, because somebody would be taking a screenshot and showing it to your boss. Sir, this is the status that this gentleman has, you just had said him or her this thing in the meeting, and see, this is the status that they have put up. And this has actually happened in an institution. So I told you that it would be more of an experiential sharing. So the end game is that everyone wants students, because the revenue stream, and that is no harm in that thing. But the problem is that students are treated as customers. Now that is where the problem starts. Why I say that this is the problem? Because I personally feel that if I treat student as a student, my responsibility, my moral compass would be more tilted towards him or her rather than as a customer. Because what happens eventually, that you are reducing a so-called teacher to a customer service, representative or customer service manager, whatever term you would like to call it. You would make all false promises, all tall and hefty promises to the student to get him or her admitted in your institution. So this is what your marketing team would do. And then you would hand over once the student is admission is done, they have secured their numbers. Okay, I'm talking about numbers only. Okay. Once they have done with their numbers, they would hand you over into academics. Okay. And then you would be called in a meeting, churning meeting on that how many students left, and the students have got a negative feedback about the faculty, and the student is talking this thing to the marketing people. Okay. And then students would talk about all things that these marketing people would have, so-called promise that there would be Volvo bus coming for you, this would happen, that would happen. I can't, on an open platform, I can't tell you that what all so-called promises this so-called marketing team makes just to get their numbers. Okay. And at times, if you want to get tough with them, don't, you should not mind if some students stand and tells you that, sir, while taking admission, this is what was promised to me. How are you saying this thing that, why are you not coming to college? Because while I was taking my admission, I was promised by the marketing team that even if you don't turn up for the college, everything will be managed. Okay. So that's what my point is. That that is how you are treated more as what I would used to say, what I tell, like a customer service manager, executive, whatever you tell it like. Okay. So so on one side, so and in yesteryears, remember, in during our times, uh, if we were not studying, okay, and we were called for a PTM, PTM would hardly happen then. If we were called for PTM, people would ask me, probably my parents would question me, okay, that why this poor result. And today, what would happen if your class, if your class secures a poor result, management would ask you why this poor result. Okay. Or if a student is not scoring, okay, then probably the management would ask. See, The point is not that the student scores or student doesn't scores. The idea is not about scoring of the student, because I sincerely believe this thing that every average student, or in if in technical words, if I say every poor student also deserves the best of the teacher, and even a best of the teacher may not deserve the best of the student. Okay, so this contradiction I believe. So it's a primary role, it's a primary job to deliver it to the student. And okay, let me ask you a simple question. You all are you all may be adapted with basic mathematics, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Great, great. So please answer this question of mine. Okay. uh, I'm writing this in chat for so that everyone can read about it. 10 divided by 20 would be how much? Would it be 1 by 2? Can I write it this way?
Yes.
Are you sure? Yes.
It can be 1 by 2, and if we simplify more, so it will be
No,
0.5.
0.5. Okay.
Yeah.
That is agreed. But I can write 1 by 2, yes, ma'am?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Now, here comes the question for you. Great. You all are doing great in mathematics. What would be the answer of this?
3 by 5.
Why 3 by 5? It should again be 1 by 2.
0.6.
It should be again 1 by
Yes.
2.
Numbers are different, sir.
See, uh, 10 by 20, you said while solving 10 by 20, you cancelled 0 from 0, and hence you would get 1 by 2. Agreed?
Right, sir.
Okay. So what is the harm that if I cancel 5 by 5 in 15 by 25, ma'am? I hope you're getting.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
Okay. And this was a question asked by a postgraduate student in a business mathematics class. Okay. And it took the teacher almost half an hour to explain this concept to him, that how 1 by 10 by 20 is not equivalent to 15 by 25. A postgraduate student. You getting my point?
Yes, yes.
So the idea is not about that, that whether this we can prove it through different ways, that how 15 by 25 is not 1 by 2 times. Or you can comment about that student that you're dumb, you don't get this and whatnot. I'm not talking about that idea. My point telling you is that even the poorest of the student, okay, deserves the best of the teacher, but the best teacher may not deserve a good student. Okay, so it's a responsibility to explain in the class without getting frustrated, or without getting this thing that okay, how 10 by 20 is not equivalent to 15 by 25. Okay, but the problem is that students are on an average, or over the generation, this is what you might have also felt, over the generation the quality of students in general has deteriorated.
Yes.
Okay, they have become more inattentive. Forget about that thing. They are, most of the students are just interested in getting a degree, that's it. Okay, and if you can negotiate some marks with them, then why not? They would be very, very happy to give these ideas to them. And the worst thing is that I told you about the third pillar, which is not probably mentioned over here, are the parents. Let's not, please don't answer anything like this on an open platform like this, okay? Because this is getting recorded also. Please do not answer anything like that, but just listen to this. As a parent, if your child comes and says that mummy or papa, I'm not able to understand this thing, and the teacher, I asked him, so teacher scolded me and said just sit down, so what would be your first answer? हाँ, कैसे नहीं बताएगा वो, अपन पैसा देते हैं, ठीक है? You getting my point? How he or she won't tell you? We are after at the end, we pay the fees. Ask him, he would tell you. So what you are feeding to the kid, that once you are paying, you have got all the rights. Okay. Is this the same that was told to us by our parents also? The answer would be no. Okay. So we are responsible. At least, I appeal this to all my fraternity whenever I take this topic, that at least as our, as a teacher, let's not, demean some other teacher. So we are also to some extent as parents responsible for students turning into customers, because they would be customer, if not for us, for someone else. Okay. Some teacher would be taking that load of being a customer of them. Okay. So, despite of the fact, okay, I give you another situation. Say that there was some urgency in your family, okay, and you got late, okay, and you are rushing to the class, and your HOD is standing in front of the class, and probably the class got late by 15 minutes. The students were they were all around, and the HOD has to control the class. Okay. What do you expect your HOD to tell you? Would he not come over you in this situation? Forget, I'm not using the word scold, but he would be, raising his eyebrows over you. Yes. Agreed? And now when he has raised his voice and his eyebrows, your students have also listened to it. Okay. So are you in a still, so now to try and look into these two situations. You have already some issues going in your family. Now your HOD also is, raised his voice over you. Okay. I'm not using the word shouted or anything negative, but he has raised his voice over you. And now you are entering into the class. What would you do?